Welcome to the Forsight with Forsythe podcast, the podcast where we discuss life challenges, embrace them, and conquer. Welcome to today's show. So I come to you today. We have AJ Underwood. He is a sales manager for AA Solutions. Good afternoon, AJ. How are you today?
I'm very good, Chris. Thank you for asking, and thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. How's the weather out there on the East Coast?
It is freezing cold.
Is it really?
I think we hit 16 degrees today.
Oh, dang.
Next week, though, is supposed to be in the 40s, so T-shirt and shorts weather.
For Christmas? Yeah. So we're right in the 50s today, and we've been experiencing kind of the same temperatures, but we're in the 50s today, so it's actually a heat wave for the Midwest. So.
Okay, so then we're not the only one that has weird weather.
Right?
Comforting.
Yeah. Well, so I'm thankful you for coming on the podcast. And, the main reason for this podcast is discuss things and, put things out there for, to hopefully help the listeners. And so today our main reason is to discuss CallLogic's platform. I know I love it. My office is an avid user of it. But I also want to take a step back and really talk about AA Solutions and kind of what all you offer in your portfolio. I know you offer the A-Line phone services, the Blitz sales software, and the janitorial manager, and then CallLogic. So, AJ, do you want to spend a little time just kind of talking through your all's portfolio and what you do there at AA?
Sure, yeah. And again, thank you for having me. I got a chance to listen to some previous episodes of yours, so I'm a big fan. So thanks again for having me on.
Thank you.
So just to kind of give you a step back view of AA Solutions. Our flagship software is the Blitz sales software. So a customer relationship management tool, a lead management tool, a prospect management tool. And that's kind of where it all started years and years ago. Our owner, Archie, built the program, and it's evolved to this day, and it's a great product. We have a voice over internet phone system, aligned phone systems, and that speaks directly to your current internet connection. So just kind of a new name in the phone business, but the way that things are trending is that we're kind of getting away from the archaic copper wiring and the old landline and the operator. We're moving away from all of that, and the future is going to be phone systems that run through the internet superhighway. And then of course kind of the reason why we're talking today, CallLogic, our amazing auto dialer.
True, yeah, and I've been able to experience it and having really good results, and I can talk to those in a little bit. But yeah, so your A-Line phone services, basically, where's your customer base? Is it more national or on that service?
Yeah. A little bit of both, a little bit of all the above, really. So we have a national reach because, as you know, we have some partnerships with the insurance industry kind of across the country. And so a lot of insurance folks have found great use out of our CRM, and coupling that with our voice over internet phone system, and then obviously adding the auto dialer to the mix. But we're based out of Northwest Ohio here in Toledo, and there's basically two main phone providers in this area, and everybody seems to despise them.
Okay.
So we try to capitalize on that, and so we're trying to broaden our horizons from a regional standpoint, and then obviously still focused on our partnerships and a national view as well.
Okay, that makes sense, and that helps kind of explain that service. And then kind of looking through everything, the janitorial manager.
Yeah, the janitorial manager piece is something that we're very proud of, and is growing so rapidly because it can appeal to so many different markets. So it can appeal to the mom and pop cleaning shops. It can appeal to the in-house providers at football stadiums, at airports, at hospitals. The ability to have a 30,000-foot view of your cleaning operation with work orders, with employee timekeeping and management. And there's just so many features, inventory, so many features that can help any company that's in the janitorial business, again, from large to small.
Okay. And so basically, like you said, the mom and pops to what's your largest? I mean, what's an average kind customer? What's our average?
So we're actually doing business with universities all across the country. So really large ones that have millions of cleanable square feet, and then we do business with the startups, the little mom and pop startups that are focused regionally or locally. And again, the beauty of the software itself, Janitorial Manager, is that it can appeal to any size within the industry.
Okay. And my wheels are spinning right now because being in the insurance industry, and insuring these folks, I can see some benefit there to help resource with you all. So that's interesting. I
can tell you're a salesperson as well.
Right?
You're a salesperson.
Yeah.
The wheels are always spinning.
Yeah. Okay. And see, I don't know if we spoke much on the Blitz sales software.
Yeah. So again, kind of our flagship program, and what kind of ultimately got our foot in the door in the insurance industry. So, the ability to manage your leads and your prospects all in a kind of one-stop shop program. Conversations that are had, phone calls, emails, are time-stamped, dated. You probably know it better than anybody else. You can have multiple leads, multiple prospects. It's difficult at times to keep certain conversations straight. I have a difficult time remembering what I had for dinner last night, let alone what I talked to about a potential prospect a week and a half ago. But with Blitz, we can take that off your plate. Make sure all those conversations are forever entrenched in the lead management tool. We have a completely automated system that can work on your behalf, can send out emails, schedule reminders, based on renewal dates and based on a number of different things. So, the Blitz sales software is a program that is so robust, but it's robust on the back end, right, with the automation and the workflow, allowing anybody who's using it, anyone who's in sales specifically, to focus on the important things, and that's expanding their reach and building their brand. Okay.
Very interesting, and yes, you're absolutely right on the sales portion of that. And I might speak with a client today, and I know going back when I first got into insurance, and I thought I could remember all those conversations and all that follow up. Well, I learned really quick that it's priceless to have that information in front of you, because it opened up the door to so many more conversations with those folks when I do my follow up. Right. That I was missing before.
Yeah, exactly. It's that personal touch, right? Remembering what you spoke to them about 2 weeks ago, which odds are they've forgotten what they spoke to you about 2 weeks ago. But remembering, hey, you told me 2 weeks ago that your wife was sick with the flu. How's she feeling? She get feeling better? And they're like, oh wow, thank you so much for asking. And so it's that personal touch. Obviously, we're salespeople, right? Yeah. But we're also establishing connections and building relationships. So with Blitz, you have the opportunity to do things like that.
Awesome. And then to move on to CallLogic, which is kind of what the podcast is over today. And like I said, it's something we use. We're using it now daily in the office between my CSR and myself, and then my marketing person. But do you mind expanding a little bit on CallLogic and kind of what it is, the cloud-based system, and all that?
Sure. Yeah. So first and foremost, thank you for using CallLogic.
Absolutely.
And secondly, so CallLogic is kind of neat. So we actually had been partners with CallLogic for years, and it was integrated with Blitz, and we used it. And then in 2017, our company AA Solutions, we acquired CallLogic. So this allowed us to further integrate with our products really to perfection. So the acquisition, gave our development team an opportunity to tailor CallLogic to not only meet our needs, but more importantly, the needs of our partners and their specific needs. So simply put, CallLogic is an amazing auto dialer. So, why do you need a dialing assistant? Well, simple mathematics. With CallLogic, you can increase the amount of contacts that you're able to reach on a daily basis by 3 times. You can triple the amount of people that you can reach. So simple mathematics would tell you, if you're tripling your reach, you can ultimately increase your success rate.
Yes. And just to kind of add a little bit to that, like when I pull my leads in, I do a lot of pre-quoting and such. And so when I find my niche in my target market, I'm developing my own what I want to call it, campaign, I guess, into CallLogic. Yep. So I split out my campaigns that way, so that I can identify my niche market, my different zip codes. I mean, there's so much I can do within CallLogic, and we're still learning kind of some of the stuff that we can do. Taking call notes, like you said earlier, dropping voicemails. I haven't used the email portion. Is there an email portion with it as well right now?
There is with CallLogic. I'm not sure if there's an email specific with the farmers portion, but our original entity, CallLogic, yes. Now with farmers, it's called agency dialers. So kind of referring back to our development team and able to kind of tailor it specifically to our partners' needs. With farmers, you have a version of CallLogic known as agency dialer.
Yes.
But yeah, just to kind of to piggyback off of what you said, yeah, I mean, you create your calling campaigns, and during that calling campaign, what happens if you reach an answering machine? Well, that's not a problem, right? Because you can click leave voicemail, and you can leave a pre-recorded industry-specific voicemail, or in your case, a pre-recorded customer-specific voicemail. And meanwhile, you've already moved on to your next call. So it's a huge time saving. I've said this a number of times with CallLogic. It's one of those things that you might not know, or you might not have known you needed until you have it, and then you realize you can't live without it.
Yes, and it's very true. And sometimes I work from home, so we cover a pretty good region, and sometimes I'll work from home, and so no problem. The cloud-based system, I dial in from my cell phone, from home. And I continue my work no matter where I'm at. I could be on vacation and do the same thing. So, it's very beneficial and crucial. And the more data we enter into it, I'm noticing the more vital it is to our business, because that's where all of our information's stored. All that follow up, and it pins down our dials to the minute. When's the last time I contacted this person? So.
Right. Yeah, the reporting metrics are great. Like you said too, the smart caller ID. Whether you're calling locally, regionally, like you just mentioned, or nationally, with CallLogic, you can input your phone number and have a local presence. So you're increasing your reachability. And then another, huge part is the real-time scrubbing. CallLogic is going to keep you compliant. So we're going to keep you compliant on national and state do not call lists, TCPA full compliance. And these things, this scrubbing happens microseconds before each call. So ultimately, it's going to keep your business protected. And in addition to that, it's going to allow you to focus on the more important things instead of worrying about, manually scrubbing phone numbers.
Exactly. And that's huge, between farmers and us, and the relationship we have with you that's one of the big things. And I know my manager's always stressing, the scrubbing and the making sure we're compliant, So, yeah. Definitely. And one other thing I wanted to touch on, definitely, the portion of the follow-up, and kind of to piggyback off what you said earlier, the call notes are huge. I like how I can bring up the, instantly when I call a potential client, it tells me the last time I called them. So say it was August 1st. And I'll say, back on August 1st, I spoke with you and we talked about your insurance premium. And generally they're shocked that I can remember that. And then I can, pinpoint, what they said, what I said. And the more I improved as a salesperson, I've been in this for about 2 to 3 years. And the more I improve, the more beneficial I see those call notes are. So I can't thank you enough for what it does and what it's doing for our agency overall. And I can tell that there's some email benefits maybe that are there that we could capture on. I know maybe it's not something we have at Farmers, but is there more there that we could be doing with the platform as far as the emailing?
Yeah, so the CallLogic platform specifically does have an email function, but kind of referring back to what we were talking to earlier, with a CRM like Blitz, that's where the emailing stuff comes in handy a lot. But with the Farmers version of Agency Dialer, I don't believe that there's an email function. However, the beauty of CallLogic is that it can integrate and talk to Blitz or really any CRM, right? So that the two systems can talk to each other. So you can use CallLogic to its fullest extent.
Yeah. And we just hired another marketer about a month ago. And of course, we trained her, in the office on different procedure in the office. But the really quick thing is part of her job was going to be telemarketing, and the learning curve, just learning the CallLogic system and what our expectations were, because you can upload scripts to CallLogic. It didn't take long to get her up to speed on the auto dialer and how to handle that. And then not only that, but all the notes that I've been saving. Every dial she made, she already had those notes from earlier in the year. So very beneficial there too. It's something probably we don't really think of, but the fact that information transfers not only to me but to my employees as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really glad that you brought up the training piece. So with CallLogic, we also have a function called Whisper Coaching. So as a manager, you're simply just one click away from answering questions, providing coaching to a team member on a live call without the prospect hearing you. And in addition to that, in addition to the whisper coaching, whether it's telemarketing or you're just calling a calling campaign, sometimes between phone calls that phone can feel a little heavy, right?
Yeah.
So, but with CallLogic, it kind of removes that from the process. So, you're on a call, you get a chance to update the notes, like you said, so that you can, the next time you reach out to that person, you've got that personal feel. They're flattered that you remember that 30 days ago they told you something, right? That's pretty impressive.
Definitely.
But again, by the time you're done with that call, you make your notes, you're already on to the next call. So we're removing that, that phone feeling heavy process, especially for someone who's new and, maybe a little gun shy. With CallLogic, we remove that piece, and you're just one call after another, again, increasing your opportunities.
Definitely. And, some of the options, you have the make appointment option, not interested. I'm just kind of rolling through them here. Provide information, and what did they provide? Do not call. So when they scream at you for some reason and say, don't call me again, instantly I put them on the do not call and remove them from our system. So a couple, real valuable things as far as that goes. And I had one more thing. It's starting to slip me around the training portion because it was a script in the voicemails is what it was. So there's the option to add multiple voicemails, and I get to select what voicemail I'm dropping. And I have a real brief one that's a little bit less professional, and then I have my farmer's professional voicemail that we drop too. So lots of different options there.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, thank you for mentioning that again. Yeah, the ability to leave pre-recorded voicemails, and like you said, they can be tailored. They can be the short and sweet one. They can be the more professional one. But again, that's already being dropped into that individual's voicemail box, and you've moved on to the next call already.
Yeah. Well, definitely. So I definitely want to give listeners a chance, a way to reach out to you. But, before that, I'd like to... How long have you been with AA, AJ?
I've been with AA for about 4 months now.
Okay.
I've been in business for a long, long time. I've been in the corporate world for about 20 years. Prior to coming aboard with AA, I ran an airline ground handling company. I was in the aviation industry, and so that's my previous work life. But I've kind of been in sales for a long, long time. When I was a kid, my dad would tell me that I could sell ice to an Eskimo. So,
awesome.
I've been in sales for a long, long time, but I'm really excited and really happy to be a part of AA Solutions.
Awesome. Well, it's been great talking to you. And so, people have questions, about any of the businesses in your all's portfolio. What's the best way to reach you?
So again, we're AA Solutions, and we have a number of products that we sell and that we're proud of, and they can actually call us directly at 419-469-6250, and we have an amazing customer service team that can get them to any product that they're looking for. Every one of our products are available via the web, that you can just simply find us online. Since we were talking about CallLogic today, they can simply just find us at calllogic.com. So
okay.
nice and simple. So, and then before we part ways, I'd love to just tell you very briefly, what I love about AA Solutions.
Absolutely.
So at the risk of sounding cliche, I'll just kind of break it down to the three different talking points. First and foremost, our owner, Archie. He's one of those guys that truly care about his employees. We're more than just employee numbers. He cares about us. He cares about our families. And from the moment you walk in the door, you really feel like you're part of the team. Number two, the people. We have a really tight-knit community here in the office, but we're not so tight-knit that we don't welcome new people with open arms. And then lastly, number three, whether it's our sales team, our account management team, or customer service team, we're all product experts. And that's because every product that we sell, including CallLogic, we use in-house every day. So there's not a chef in the world that would put anything on a platter before tasting his recipe.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of similar to what we do here. Again, everything that we sell, everything that we're passionate about, everything that we care about, we use it day in and day out. So I'm really happy to hear, Chris, that CallLogic has worked for you, and it continues to benefit you, and hopefully will benefit others, because that's what we're passionate about, the products that we use every single day.
Absolutely. And I want to say something, anytime I've reached out to your company, you're right. Everyone's been professional, and I can tell that it's a relationship business. Similar to what we're doing here in the Midwest is, building relationships with folks, and that's what you're all doing too. And it's definitely noticed anytime I chat or call in or email, whatever it is, I get a great response from your team. So I want to thank them for that, and you as well. It's been great talking to you today too.
It's been a real pleasure and a privilege, and I again thank you for the invite, and I sincerely thank you for the kind words.
Absolutely, and I appreciate your time today. I know it's been busy and wrapping up things for the year. We're all busy at this time of year, but I appreciate all your time.
Thanks again, Chris.
All right, and hey, AJ, have a great I guess it's evening now. We're mid-afternoon, so.
Yep.
All right, hey, thank you.
Thank you again.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Bye.